this is an iHeart podcast. Guaranteed human.
There's a difference between liking a house and actually getting it. Redfin is built to make up that difference and close the gap between finding and owning the home for you. Redfin agents close twice as many deals as other agents. So when you find a home you love, you're not a step behind when it comes to making an offer. That means less watching great homes disappear and more focus on the one you'll call home. Redfin helps turn saved listings into real addresses. Get started at redfin.com. Own the dream.
Hey, this is U.S. Olympic gold medalist Tara Davis-Woodhull.
And I'm U.S. Paralympic gold medalist Hunter Woodhull.
As athletes, our lives are about having a clear path.
And a team that you can absolutely trust.
So when it came to getting the best mortgage,
we chose PennyMac.
PennyMac is proud to be the official mortgage provider of Team USA and you.
Learn more at pennymac.com. PennyMac Loan Services, LLC, Equal Housing Lender, NMLS ID 35953. Licensed by the Department of Financial Protection and Innovation under the California Residential Mortgage Lending Act. Conditions and restrictions may apply.
Thank you for calling the Bombas Comfort Line. Bombas make socks, slippers, tees, and underwear made with the highest quality materials. Press 1 for comfort, 2 for style, 3 for donation. You chose style. Bombas has styles for whatever you enjoy. You can run in Bombas, lounge in Bombas, dress them up, dress them down, but always give back in Bombas. Because with every item purchased, another is donated. Bombas, comfort worth calling for. Go to bombas.com/audio and use code AUDIO for 20% off your first purchase. That's BOMBAS.com and use code AUDIO.
Support for the show comes from Public, the investing platform for those who take it seriously. On Public, you can build a multi-asset portfolio of stocks, bonds, options, crypto, and now generated assets, which allow you to turn any idea into an investable index with AI. It all starts with your prompt. From renewable energy companies with high free cash flow to semiconductor suppliers growing revenue over 20% year over year. You can literally type any prompt and put the AI to work. It screens thousands of stocks, builds a one-of-a-kind index, and lets you backtest it against the S&P 500. Then you can invest in a few clicks. Generated assets are like ETFs with infinite possibilities, completely customizable and based on your thesis, not someone else's. Go to public.com/podcast and earn an uncapped 1% bonus when you transfer your portfolio. That's public.com/podcast. Paid for by Public Investing. Brokerage services by Open to the Public Investing Inc. Member FINRA and SIPC. Advisory services by Public Advisors LLC, SEC registered advisor. Generated assets is an interactive analysis tool. Output is for informational purposes only and is not an investment recommendation or advice. Complete disclosures available at public.com/disclosures.
What's blowing jobs, my party?
Nice job.
Thank you.
That was wonderful.
Thank you. That was a good lead into part 2 of our Narendra Modi
I've never
episode.
been so pleased with an intro.
I know. I really nailed that one.
Beautiful.
Thank
that
you.
was great.
I crave on
Sophia, did you like
thrive
it?
on
Yeah,
praise.
I think I like it enough to make him treasurer of the BJP.
Oh, that's
oh my
good.
God, you're treasurer of the BJP. Also, our guest is Sofiya Alexandra. Hi, everyone.
Hello,
Hi.
Sophia.
I'm so happy to be here. Thanks for having me back.
Thanks for coming back minutes after we finished the first episode. But
yeah, I mean, I
day.
almost took off.
Mm-hmm. This has been a rough one.
I mean, it's not a lot of dead children.
It is, but we don't talk about all of them.
Yeah, that's...
Yeah,
You
we
know
don't
what?
detail it.
That's a silver lining.
But
not
it
even
is
a shit stain, just a silver lining.
A lot of dead children. But we don't have to talk about them specifically. We could just say 2,000 or 3,000 dead and not get more specific than that.
Thanks, friend.
Yeah. Sometimes the truest form of friendship is not going into more detail about horrible ethnic cleansings than you need to.
I mean, it's what I put on our T-shirts, but it's a lot of words. You know? It has to go all the way on the sleeves and the back.
But
it's a lot.
Hop on to Behind the Bastards TeePublic for our new ethnic cleansing is horrible, but there's only a certain amount of detail that's really necessary to get across the key facts of what's happening without getting into, what's the word when somebody like looks at a car crash, that sort of thing.
Oh
a lot
God.
of words on those T-shirts.
But that shirt also has you saying 5 times in a row, like it's quoted.
Yeah, it's not. We should have edited the shirt at some point.
No,
but
but
did not.
honestly, we were going for realism.
We were. Cinema verite. That's what that means. It's putting ums on a T-shirt.
On 420 Day Fiancé, Miles and I call that a transparency bonus.
Ooh, nice.
We're
that
like,
makes
you
it
know
sounds
what?
intentional.
Yeah.
In the wake of the Gujarat riots, Narendra Modi was shunned and marginalized in broader Indian society. But within Gujarat itself, his popularity grew. Some of this may have had to do with the fact that the Muslim population of the area had been beaten, murdered, and ghettoed into political irrelevance.
Gujarat sounds tight. Where are my Gujarat hats at?
Oof. Most of it had to do with the fact that violent bigotry is actually super fun when you're on the side of the majority. See, Modi is a very intelligent man, and he grasped instinctively that the most important lesson that any would-be tyrant can ever learn, which is never ever apologize. So instead of that, he followed up this nightmarish bloodletting with a Hindu pride march across the state. Ranks and ranks of uniformed RSS members celebrated their violent oppression of the Muslim minority and were met by cheering crowds. He was careful in his actual language, always delivering the message that without exposing too much of his ass, saying things like, if we raise the self-respect and morale of 50 million Gujaratis, the schemes of Alis, Malis, and Jamalis will not be able to do us any harm. Those are all like stereotypical Muslim names in India. So you see what he's saying.
He doubled down on the genocide.
He sure did.
Which is a real power move.
Yeah.
A white power move, you might call it.
A white power move, you might say, yeah. Aryan power. Let's get a little more specific, yeah. While Narendra solidified his base of power, the rest of the BJP suffered a series of electoral reversals. This also wound up working out for Modi. The more liberal wings of the party crumbled in the wake of these defeats. And while they flailed, Modi pressed forward in Gujarat and made deals with the biggest businessmen in the region. He made life easy for them, and they pumped more money into Gujarat's economy, allowing him to brag that he developed Gujarat into a financial powerhouse during his time in office.
That's a real Trump boast.
Kind of sounds like they're all working from the same playbook. Over time, Modi seized control of the BJP and married its hardline racist fascist DNA with the financial interests of the business class. I'm going to quote now from an article in the New Statesman. The turning point came in October 2008 when Tata Motors moved its car plant for its much-publicized new budget hatchback, the Nano, from the leftist-dominated West Bengal to the pro-business Gujarat. In 2011, Ford invested $1 billion in setting up another car plant. Before long, Gujarat started to make headlines, not for riots, but for its new image as an economic powerhouse. From 2000,
just like Mein Kampf really wasn't about...
No, it's about business.
Killing. It was really just a self-help business kind of guide.
Yeah, exactly. From 2003, Modi began holding an annual summit, Vibrant Gujarat, which cumulatively generated investment pledges of $920 billion. All the prominent most prominent Indian captains of industry, from Ratan Tata to the Ambanis and the Mittals, rallied behind Modi and declared him India's most business-friendly chief minister. Gujarat now enjoys double-digit growth, and there's no question that Modi has run an economically successful administration. However, his claims to have made the state's economy an ideal for the rest of India is disputed by economists who point out that the Gujarat model has done little to alleviate poverty or improve indexes of education, malnutrition, or healthcare, because the money
does not go down because trickle-down theory is not a real thing.
But if you can make the numbers look good on paper, you can get people to vote for you because they think they'll get some of that money, and then genocide gets to happen. It's cool. It's cool that it always works. When the wealthiest men in Gujarat saw how good Modi could be for business, they put their money into making sure the few thousand people he'd gotten murdered were forgotten. There was an investigation, of course, but the Indian Supreme Court decided there wasn't enough evidence to charge Modi himself of anything.
That's so crazy. It's like we tried, but like there's nothing to tie you to the genocide. So it's like so weird. There's no evidence, but you're basically free. That's so crazy.
That's wild. Yeah. Some officials within the government did try to take action against Modi. Haran Pandya, a cabinet minister, gave sworn testimony about the riots, claiming that on the night it all began, he had attended a meeting at Modi's home and heard the chief minister tell police officials to allow people to vent their frustration and not come in the way of the Hindu backlash. Yeah, it's a good switchblade moment. Sanjeev Bhatt, a police administrator, also testified to hearing Modi express similar sentiments, discussing his hope that the Muslims be taught a lesson to ensure that such incidents do not recur. The evidence was there, but most of Modi's political rivals were too frightened of the consequences of pursuing him to the fullest extent of the law. They decided to take their chances with the electoral system in the hope that
you never take chances with the electoral system.
You sure don't.
You really never should.
You never decide not to fully pursue criminal charges against a fascist because you're worried about the backlash socially and decide to just trust in voters. Turns out that doesn't ever work.
No.
Yeah.
Gotta be on the right side of history.
Gotta throw him in a fucking cell.
You can't wait until someone else is like, this is bad.
So, meanwhile, Modi and his followers set to work eliminating the men who'd testified against them. Bhatt was quickly charged with the death of a suspect in police custody and sentenced to life in prison. Haran Pandya was found dead in his car in 2003. His wife insists to this day that his death was a political murder. So that's cool. There's going to be a lot more of those. Modi angrily ignored questions about the riots for years. One of the most direct responses he actually did make came in 2013, when a reporter asked him if he felt sorry for all the Muslims who'd been murdered by those mobs he enabled. Modi responded, "If someone is driving a car and we're sitting behind, even then, if a puppy comes under the wheel, will it be painful? Of course it is."
What?
If you're sitting behind someone in a car and they hit a puppy, does it hurt you to see? Yes. But that's the same as him enabling this mob that killed 3,000
That's not
people.
even an analogy.
It's pretty great.
That's like sentences that don't form a whole story.
I mean, there's definitely like some translation
that makes no
errors
sense.
and stuff here. Like he originally said it, I'm guessing, in like Gujarati or whatever. So it's like, there's probably maybe it made more sense in the original language. But like,
did it though? Because it doesn't seem to address the fact.
It was always a bullshit response. I just think the phrasing's a little weird.
No, I just mean there's no part of it where he's like.
What he's saying is that like his role in letting and enabling these mobs to kill people.
Why are the Muslims though the puppy when he's like still a human in the analogy? Why are the Muslims an animal?
That's a good point.
This is just confusing. He's like, I am a man. But in this story, the Muslims are a puppy.
And sometimes puppies get hit by cars, and you don't like to see it,
and
but also you don't care.
He's not driving the car, which
no, he's behind
is,
it. Yeah, he's totally driving that car.
Which makes no sense. I'm like, no, you're the driver, and they're not a puppy. They're a man, and you just ran over the man. So I don't really understand why. I get why he was trying to make it different, because he doesn't think of Muslims as people, but...
It's like that Simpsons bit where Lionel Hutz is like, yeah, this judge doesn't like me because I hit his dog with my car, only replace the word dog with the word son.
Yes.
and replace the word hit with repeatedly. That's a good bit. Oh, boy. Modi's popularity was further augmented in 2005 when Gujarat police announced that they had shot dead a terrorist they believed had been planning to assassinate Narendra. Sorabuddin Sheikh, the dead man, was said to have been a member of an Islamic terrorist cell collaborating with the ISI, Pakistani intelligence. Gujarati police claimed Sorabuddin had opened fire on them when they'd caught him, and they'd been forced to fire back and kill him. None of this was true, and it soon became clear that the whole affair had been blatantly orchestrated by the authorities. And I'm going to quote now from scroll.in, an Indian news website. Those were the years when Gujarat was scarred by several such encounters. The police killed more than 20 people, claiming they were trying to murder the chief minister or commit other acts of terrorism. In few of these cases was the police's version effectively challenged. Sheikh's killing would have become just another statistic in forgotten police records, except for two interventions. First, Rubabuddin Sheikh wrote to India's Chief Justice that he did not believe the police's version of his brother's killing and that he was worried for the safety of Kausar B, Sorabuddin Sheikh's wife who disappeared since her husband's killing. In response, the Supreme Court told the Gujarat police to find out how Sheikh had been killed and what had happened to his wife. Second, Prashant Dayal, a journalist for the Divya Bhaskar newspaper, published a sensational report claiming senior Gujarat police officials had deliberately killed Sheikh and then raped and burned alive his wife.
Holy shit.
God. It's fucked. So a thorough investigation would eventually secure the admission of the Gujarat government's legal counsel that the whole shooting had been a fake encounter. The motorcycle that police claimed Sheikh had been riding at the time of the shootout turned out to be owned by a relative of one of the cops who killed him. As the crime was dug into...
That's not even a good cover-up.
No, it was not a good cover-up.
Like, get someone who's not directly involved with the case.
One of the frustrating things about fascism is how lazy they're allowed to be and can still get away with it. Yeah, it's very frustrating. So as the crime was dug into, ultimate blame for planning all this eventually settled on the shoulders of Amit Shah, a government minister and Narendra Modi's right-hand man. The state investigation eventually revealed that Shah had been running a massive extortion racket for the Gujarati police. Sheikh had been a part of this racket, and for one reason or another, Shah had decided that killing him would be good for business. And since he was going to commit murder, he figured he might as well make the murdered man's death work for his political patron. So he was like, we'll just say this guy was planning to kill Modi. It'll buffer Modi's popularity, and we'll get rid of this guy. All of this took years to properly dig up, though, and the slow drip of unimpeachable evidence of Modi and Shah's shameless, violent corruption had no impact on their political futures. Instead, Modi grew more popular year after year. He was re-elected as chief minister of Gujarat in 2007. During his campaign, he deliberately mocked his political opponents for trying to prosecute him for murder, saying at one rally, Congress people say that Modi is indulging in encounters, saying that Modi killed Sorabuddin. You tell me, what should I do with Sorabuddin? He asked. Kill him, the crowd roared. Killed him. So, kill him, they said. Yeah, that's cool. By 2012,
this really is like Trump rallies.
It's very much the same
so
thing.
Insanely eerie.
All of them are the same person, just in different bodies.
Yeah.
By 2012...
Hope this guy had a nicer body than Trump.
It's not a high bar.
That's what I was about to... I was like,
Because that body is failing on every level.
It's not doing great.
It's like a diaper, but a person.
Good time. By 2012, Narendra Modi stood at the very top of the BJP, and the BJP was one of the most powerful parties in the country with tens of millions of members.
Yeah, it is.
Modi announced his campaign for prime minister near the end of 2013, and I'm going to quote again from The New Yorker here. He sold himself not as a crusading nationalist, but as a master manager, the visionary who had presided over an economic boom in Gujarat. His campaign slogan was, "The good days are coming." A close look at the data showed that Gujarat's economy had grown no faster under his administration than under previous ones.
The the dog days are over.
Yeah.
And he's saying it.
Yeah, a little bit, yeah. A close look at the data showed that Gujarat's economy had grown no faster under his administration than under previous ones. The accelerated growth was a fantastically crafted fiction. Even so, many of India's largest businesses flooded his campaign with contributions. Modi was helped by an overwhelming public perception that the Congress Party, which had been in power for most of the past half-century, had grown arrogant and corrupt. Its complacency was personified by the Gandhi family, whose members dominated the party but appeared diffident and out of touch. Rahul Gandhi, the head of the party and Nehru's great-grandson, was dubbed the reluctant prince by the Indian media. By contrast, Modi and his team were disciplined, focused, and responsive. The Gandhis would keep chief ministers who had traveled across the country to see them waiting for days. They didn't care, an Indian political commentator who has met with the Gandhis as well as Modi told me. With Modi's people, you got right in. So, like, Modi, number one...
So access and availability trumps...
Yep. Mm-hmm. Yep.
Trumps...
Trump being an out-of-touch political elite who just tells, trust me, I know what I'm doing. We've been at this for a while. Yeah. It turns out that works. And also, you know, when you're trying to get elected for the first time as a fascist, you button down a little bit on the racism and focused on, I'm a good manager. I'm going to be good for the economy. I'm a good businessman. Yeah. A huge amount of the BJP's success had to do with the casual corruption and elitism many Indians perceived from the Congress Party. Most of their highest officials came from families who had dominated Indian politics since the nation got its independence. They acted as if power was theirs by right of birth. The men of the BJP, however, portrayed themselves less as aristocrats and more as humble warrior monks. They wore cheap, simple clothing and avoided displays of wealth. Narendra Modi talked regularly about the hours of yoga he did every day and repeatedly emphasized his simple life and noble refusal to fuck anybody. So that's good. Yeah. This may seem odd, but Modi's refusal to have a family meant that he had no distractions from work, and that's the image, the hardworking, religiously dedicated aesthetic that played for Indian voters. It's anyone's guess as to whether or not Modi really is the man he portrays himself to be, but it's possible that he actually is. One political commentator told The New Yorker, when you have that kind of power, that kind of adoration, you don't need romance.
I mean, I just feel like the members of the BJP should really have exploded on the scene more.
Yeah.
Sorry.
They should have come into power.
Yeah.
You're better at this than me.
Why, yes, she is.
They should have ejaculated on Parliament? No, that didn't work.
They should have really focused on stimulating the head of their party.
Mm-hmm. Stimulating the head and sort of making a cream pie of the different branches. So many people have died. We do. Where the hell was I here? The BJP won the popular vote, and Modi, its leader, became prime minister. He immediately set to work dealing with problems the prior government had ignored. Chief among them was public defecation. This is like... India's like fucking huge. It's like the biggest. It's one of the biggest countries on the planet, and like this is not just like a sort of because of the lack of a lot of like good plumbing and stuff. It's often a lot of people consider it cleaner to go out in public, but like then you wind up like this stuff spreads disease. Like it was a big problem. And
I was mostly just laughing because I thought that it would be amazing if that problem only circulated around the BJP headquarters because people were like, fuck you, and just coming over to shit just around it. No. They're like, we have this really weird public defecation problem and like the rest of the city is totally clean. They're like, yeah, but it's just like shit's running in the streets. People are like No, it's not. Just you guys.
Unfortunately not.
Yeah,
it was a problem, and they decided to deal with it. And again, in the traditional way that you see with this, they launched a thing that looked really good but was less effective than it actually wound up being, but allowed them to publicly claim that they were making great strides. So in one of his first speeches in Delhi, Narendra Modi promised to launch a nationwide campaign to build public toilets in every school. In 60 months, 110 million toilets were constructed, serving more than 60 million Indians. It was probably the largest, fastest toilet building program in world history.
But also the largest fascist building.
It also is that too, yeah.
Building.
And it's hard to fault Modi on at least the idea of adding more public toilets to India, but its execution and its efficacy were distinctly mixed. And I'm going to quote now from a Voice of America News write-up. Quote, critics, however, charged that overzealous government workers may have inflated the numbers since a deadline had been set for declaring India open defecation-free by October 2nd, the 150th birthday of Mahatma Gandhi, the leader of India's independence struggle. The entire movement happened in a mission mode. There were targets to achieve, according to Nizar Khalid, a New Delhi research fellow at the Research Institute for Compassionate Economics, a nonprofit that works on child and sanitation issues in India. He charges that in some places people were coerced into building toilets by local authorities who wanted to demonstrate progress. A study conducted last year by the group and 4 of India's biggest states found that access to household toilets increased from 37% in 2014 to 71% last year. However, roughly 1/4 of people who owned a toilet continued to defecate in the open. They considered it wholesome and healthy and an opportunity to get some fresh air or see their fields. So
I thought that was going to be and see their friends. I was like, damn.
Just pooping and talking.
That's pretty awesome.
The old P&T. A little bit of P&T for the BJP.
That's a merch shirt. Mm-hmm. That's for sure. You notice how good I sliced this? Look at this.
You did. You sliced it great. We're playing with knives when we talk about fascism.
And I really did a great job with mine.
I'm very proud of you. And you know what else I'm proud of?
These goods and services?
Absolutely. I am so proud of these goods and services. I have no children, but in a way, all of the products and services that we advertise are my children. And by in a way, I mean in a literal way, in that I have fucked the parent companies in order to produce the products that you can now buy. So you are purchasing the spawn of my loins when you buy. What, Sophie? This is how you sell products.
Jizz sells, Sophie.
Absolutely.
Jizz sells.
Fruit of my loins is a line I never needed to hear from you.
This podcast is built on the fruit of my loins.
It's time for ads.
Let's talk about modern home shopping. It's sort of become a fun side hobby, right? Scrolling listings at night, dreaming about kitchens you've never seen, or backyards you haven't even stepped foot in, all from the comfort of pretty much anywhere. Redfin knows a lot of people like you want to own, but are stuck in this browsing mode loop. That's where Redfin flips the script. With listings that update within minutes and tours you can book right from the Redfin app, you can see your dream home the moment it appears. Now, liking a listing is easy, but actually landing it, that's where Redfin comes in. Redfin has over 2,200 agents with local expertise. And Redfin agents close twice as many deals as other agents. That means they want to help you win, not just window shop. Redfin is built to help you go from just looking to wait, this could actually be home. So become the newest neighbor on the block. Visit redfin.com to start finding and start owning. That's redfin.com.
Hi, I'm Cindy Crawford, and I'm the founder of Meaningful Beauty. Well, I don't know about you, but I never liked being told, oh, wow, you look so good for your age. Why even bother saying that? Why don't you just say you look great at any age, every age? That's what Meaningful Beauty is all about. We create products that make you feel confident in your skin at the age you are now.
Meaningful Beauty. Beautiful skin at every age. Learn more at meaningfulbeauty.com.
You've never been one to settle. Stand down or stand still. You're a lifelong learner, energized by excellence. There's a fire inside you can't ignore. You've got competition to outrun, momentum to build on, and your own high standards to meet. Stop now? Not a chance. At Capella University, we help you catch what you're chasing because you've always had the drive. Now, go earn the degree. Capella University. What can't you do? Visit capella.edu to learn more.
For period protection you can put on and forget about, nothing beats Knix leak-proof underwear. North America's #1 leak-proof underwear brand. Let's face it, life can be unpredictable, but your leak-proof underwear shouldn't be. That's why millions of people choose Knix. For periods, for light leaks, for everyday freshness. Knix undies are super comfy, super absorbent, and made to handle whatever your day throws at you. Day 2 of your period? Covered. Your daily run? No problem. That big sneeze? You know the one. Yep, we've got you. And with styles like bikinis, boy shorts, thongs, and high-rise, plus sizes from extra small to 4XL, Knix makes it easy to find your perfect fit. Say goodbye to stress and leaks and say hello to undies that work just as hard as you do, no matter the leak. Find the style and level of protection you want at Knix.com and use code FLOW15 for 15% off. That's KNIX.com, code FLOW15 for 15% off. Knix, for your leaks, for your life.
We're back. We're back after that flawless ad break, and Sofiya is now holding 2 knives.
I've never been happier.
Very ready to continue here. So, the toilet building project had a debatable impact, but it achieved its real purpose, which was to give Modi a strong out-of-the-gate win that made him look like a decisive and powerful leader. And since it was impossible to make more toilets into a partisan issue, there was nothing his opponents could do but kind of hand him that win. And Modi scored another early victory when he attacked India's massive problem with gang rape. In 2012, a 23-year-old woman had been raped and tortured by 6 men on a public bus. She died of her injury.
What? On a bus?
Oh yeah, it was a huge story internationally. It happened like right before I went there. And it was still like the big topic of discussion in Delhi at the time. And it was this kind of like horrible, horrible crime that catalyzed the fact that like India had a major problem with gang rape. And so this makes the international news. India gets like criticized for it worldwide, and like it is something that has to be addressed. And I hate to give Modi credit for anything, but his first public speech on the issue, he actually gave a really good statement. He told a crowd, "Parents ask their daughters hundreds of questions, but have any dared to ask their sons where they are going?" Which is like kind of the right way to lean into that.
Mic drop for that fascist.
Yeah. One good thing. Yeah. He handles he handles talking about that well.
I mean, Hitler was a vegetarian. We got to give him this one,
he was
right?
pretty good. He was anti-animal testing, too.
Yep.
So, with stories like that coming out of the early days of Modi's reign, it was hard for the world to stay mad at him for the minor issue of helping to orchestrate and incite 3 months of bloody riots that killed thousands of people and ethnically cleansed large chunks of a major state. He said the woke thing, so we're good. This is the day Modi became prime minister.
Oh, man.
Yeah. According to The New Yorker, quote, Modi's effort to transform his image succeeded in the West as well. In the United States, newspaper columnists welcome his emphasis on markets and efficiency. In addition, Modi called on a vast network of Indian Americans who cheered his success at putting India on the world stage. The Obama administration quietly dropped the visa ban. When Modi met Obama, not long after taking office, the two visited the memorial to Martin Luther King Jr., a man Modi claimed to admire. During his stay, Modi had a dinner meeting with Obama, but he presented White House chefs with a dilemma. He was fasting for Navaratri, a Hindu festival. At the meeting, he consumed only water, which obviously like makes him look really good. His very religious base is like he's not even going to eat at this White House feast and stuff.
But so pretty awkward to have a full dinner in front of a man that's just like, no, I'll have water, thanks.
You knew when this meeting was happening. We could have like picked a different
day. Rescheduled or something. Maybe not done dinner.
It's like we don't invite a lot of like the leaders of Muslim countries over during Ramadan, or if we do like the night thing that you're supposed to do. Like we could have worked this out, but
could have just done like a tea meeting in the Rose Garden, you know?
He might not be allowed to consume tea during it. It kind of depends. Like, there's different levels of fast.
Well, never mind. Should have just rescheduled.
Yeah. While Modi's early days were relatively unproblematic on the outside, there were numerous clear signs that he was still exactly as much of a fascist as he's always been. The trial of his old buddy Amit Shah over the murder of Sohrabuddin Sheikh was still going on at this point. But in 2014, Modi's first full year in power, Shah just stopped showing up to court. The judge ordered him to appear, and in response, the government removed the judge from the case. So Shah got a new judge named Brijgopal Loya, and this judge also complained about Shah's refusal to come to court. He confessed to his friends and family that he'd been offered $16 million from the Chief Justice of the Bombay High Court to drop the case.
Damn, that's a lot.
That is a lot of money. Loya refused because he was a good judge, and then he died conveniently of a heart attack. The Caravan, an Indian news magazine, reported on some peculiarities about how the judge's body was returned to his family. Rather than the arrangements being made by government officials, like you'd expect for a government employee, they were handled by the RSS, and his corpse arrived back at home covered in blood. A lot of people suspect maybe it wasn't a heart attack.
They didn't even bother to wipe the blood off.
They were sending a message.
Saying how they were like,
yeah,
we don't give a fuck.
It's frustrating because, like, I've gone to a lot of protests where, like, thousands of activists organized for weeks and held, like, a mostly peaceful event, but, like, one kid tosses a rock and that's, like, the whole story. Whereas, like, fascists get to, like, murder people and send their bloody corpses back to their family, and everyone's like, yeah, but the economy. It's very frustrating. Very frustrating. Cool and good is what I meant to say. Shah's case was given to a third judge named Gosavi, who dismissed all the charges after about a month.
That's so weird. Did his predecessor's bloody corpse have anything to do with his decision?
Might have been. And while all this was going on, Narendra Modi went ahead and made Amit Shah the president of the BJP, making him the second most powerful man in the country. Over the next few years, Modi and his followers consolidated power, killing or sidelining judges who worked against them and orchestrating a vast campaign of suppression against the press. Good journalists had been the chief enemy of Narendra Modi from day one, and the BJP set up a sophisticated cyber harassment campaign to shut down or scare off anyone who might speak out against them. Neha Dixit, a reporter, told The New Yorker, "Every day I get 300 notifications with dick pics and with conversations about how they should rape me with a steel rod or a rose thorn bush or something like that." And obviously the worst of the abuse is saved for female journalists who have been kind of at the forefront of attacking Modi's regime. A lot of very brave women reporters in India. Dixit's abuse does not just come from random Modi bros online. Official representatives of the BJP regularly tweet abuse to her, suggesting that this behavior is officially condoned by the party. The New Yorker continues. Pratik Sinha, a former software engineer and the founder of Alt News, which tracks online disinformation, described a nimble social media operation that works on behalf of the BJP. In 2017, his group made a typical discovery when a pro-BJP website called Hindutva.info released a video of a gruesome stabbing, which was passed around on social media as evidence that Muslims were killing Hindus in Kerala. Puneet Sharma, an RSS apparatchik whom Modi follows on Twitter, promoted the video, saying that it should make Hindus blood boil. But when Alt News tracked the video to its source, it turned out to depict a gang killing in Mexico, which you might recognize does not have a high Hindu population or Muslim population. It was probably unrelated to any conflicts there.
Yeah, it also seems, again, pretty lazy.
They get to be lazy. It's fine. Sinha told me he believes that some of the most aggressive social media posts are instigated by an official IT cell, staffed and funded by BJP loyalists. He said that people affiliated with the BJP maintain websites that push pro-Modi propaganda and attack his enemies. They were organized and quick, he said. They got their act down a long time ago in Gujarat. Pretty cool.
That's so fucked up, and again, so similar to what we have going on.
I was going to say completely different from anything that's ever happened anywhere, but I guess what you say works too. 2016, the Modi administration went after Indie TV, one of the most prominent and influential critics of their regime. All government advertising was pulled from the network, and members of the Modi cabinet pressured business owners and private corporations to stop buying ads on Indie TV as well. The station was forced to lay off a quarter of its staff. While good journalists lost their jobs, and in some cases their lives, Narendra Modi continued to pump money into his social media operations. In 2019, Modi faced...
Gotta stay up on your socials.
Gotta stay up on the socials. Sochmeds. In 2019, Modi faced re-election. He spent as much as $5 billion on his campaign.
A regular fucking Bloomberg over here.
Yeah, I mean, it's a big country, so you do have to, like, spread it out more. Pouring money into his propaganda efforts to mitigate the fact that India's economy actually took a bit of a dive under his leadership. It's like fascists aren't actually good at the one thing fascists seem to be good at. Wild. He was helped along in this by an attack by a suicide bomber on Kashmir on February 14th, 2019, which killed 40 Indian soldiers. Modi's online propaganda machine swung into action. Video went viral of Modi consoling the widow of a soldier. That recording was actually from 2013, but the truth never gets in the way of spreading a good meme.
They're like, she's a widow. You know, one widow's as good as another. Am
exactly.
I right? Let's
They're
just
all
tweet
the same.
This thing.
Throw it out there. Modi used anger over the attack as an excuse to ratchet up his anti-Muslim rhetoric. He gave speeches claiming that the blood of the people is boiling and sent thousands of troops into Kashmir on the pretext that India's only semi-autonomous Muslim-majority state had to be cracked down on for the safety of the people. 12 days after the attack, the prime minister ordered a series of airstrikes on what he claimed was a terrorist training camp in a town called Balakot. Predictably, online Modi supporters hailed this as a massive success in the battle against terrorism, claiming that more than 300 Islamic extremists had been killed. Viral pictures of smoking corpses spread throughout social media. But journalists who investigated found only a few holes in the ground and no evidence that anyone at all had died. The viral photos were actually just pictures from the aftermath of a deadly heat wave. Purported video of the airstrikes was actually footage from a video game called Arma 2.
Oh my God.
I believe the Russian government has also used to fake videos of airstrikes. It's very funny and good and cool. None of this mattered. The lies sold. Amit Shah bragged to a group of election workers that the BJP's social media operations had created an impenetrable wall of bullshit. Quote, "Do you understand what I'm saying? We are capable of delivering any message we want to the public, whether sweet or sour, true or fake." Cool.
What about sweet and sour? Am I right?
Mm-hmm.
Just balance it out.
Like that good chicken, yeah. Narendra Modi was re-elected, and while his first term started with a series of feel-good measures almost everyone could support, there was no pretense at all the second time around. And I'm going to quote from The New Yorker again. Modi's government introduced a series of extraordinary initiatives meant to solidify Hindu dominance. The most notable of them, along with revoking the special status of Kashmir, was a measure designed to strip citizenship from as many as 2 million residents of the state of Assam, many of whom had crossed the border from the Muslim nation of Bangladesh decades before. In September, the government began constructing detention centers for residents who had become illegal overnight.
Fuck.
Cool and good. I mean,
again, doesn't
terrible.
Remind me of anything happening anywhere.
No, not unlike anything in history or now elsewhere on the planet. As is always the case in situations like this, the government's open embrace of bigotry acted as a blank check for bigots among the population. Hindu nationalists...
That's so crazy how there's a connection between that.
Really?
Yeah, it's really weird, right?
Yeah, I mean, this is the only time that's happened, too.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of only time happenings here.
Lots of firsts and onlys.
Mm-hmm. Lots of those. So, Hindu nationalists in northern India, for example, started to spread rumors that Muslim men had launched a hidden operation to trick Hindu women into marriage and then force said women into prostitution. These bogus rumors spread like wildfire on social media and WhatsApp and quickly acquired the name Love Jihad. Interfaith couples have been increasingly assaulted as a result.
Love Jihad is actually the next show from the Love is Blind people on Netflix.
Seriously?
No.
Oh, because it is a good title.
You know.
The only thing I watch on Netflix is, well, no, they don't have it on Netflix, so I had to torrent it. Yeah, never mind.
Just know it's not for you.
That's good. The only thing that's for me is rewatching old episodes of Star Trek: The Next Generation and Community. So that's basically it for me. I'm an old man and I hate new things.
You're wearing an adorable cardigan.
Thank you.
That proves.
Thank you.
Yes,
Thank
you
you.
are.
Thank you.
A tiny little cute old man.
Mm-hmm. Working on it. You know what else I'm working on?
These goods and services?
I'm working on getting together, making a little love connection with another corporation or two, just kind of pumping a couple of products
out,
getting them to push out a service or two, and then you can buy them wet and fresh from the womb.
Or dry, because it's less gross.
No. You can't trust that it's fresh.
All the products are wet.
Yes. Every product that we sell is damp as hell. That is our guarantee.
Moist. Ew.
Bye.
Let's talk about modern home shopping. It's sort of become a fun side hobby, right? Scrolling listings at night, dreaming about kitchens you've never seen, or backyards you haven't even stepped foot in. All from the comfort of pretty much anywhere. Redfin knows a lot of people like you want to own, but are stuck in this browsing mode loop. That's where Redfin flips the script. With listings that update within minutes and tours you can book right from the Redfin app, you can see your dream home the moment it appears. Now, liking a listing is easy, but actually landing it, that's where Redfin comes in. Redfin has over 2,200 agents with local expertise. And Redfin agents close twice as many deals as other agents. That means they want to help you win, not just window shop. Redfin is built to help you go from just looking to wait, this could actually be home. So become the newest neighbor on the block. Visit redfin.com to start finding and start owning. That's redfin.com.
Now I'd like to introduce you to Meaningful Beauty, the famed skincare brand created by iconic supermodel Cindy Crawford. It's her secret to absolutely gorgeous skin. Meaningful Beauty makes powerful and effective skincare simple, and it's loved by millions of women. It's formulated for all ages and all skin tones and types, and it's designed to work as a complete skincare system, leaving your skin feeling soft, smooth, and nourished. I recommend starting with Cindy's full regimen, which contains all 5 of her best-selling products, including the amazing youth-activating Melon Serum. This next-generation serum has the power of melon leaf stem cell technology. It's melon leaf stem cells encapsulated for freshness and released onto the skin to support a visible reduction in the appearance of wrinkles. With thousands of glowing 5-star reviews, why not give it a try? Subscribe today and you can get the amazing Meaningful Beauty system for just $49.95. That includes our introductory 5-piece system, free gifts, free shipping, and a 60-day money-back guarantee. All of that available at meaningfulbeauty.com.
You've never been one to settle. Stand down or stand still. You're a lifelong learner, energized by excellence. There's a fire inside you you can't ignore. You've got competition to outrun, momentum to build on, and your own high standards to meet. Stop now? Not a chance. At Capella University, we help you catch what you're chasing because you've always had the drive. Now, go earn the degree. Capella University. What can't you do? Visit capella.edu to learn more.
For period protection you can put on and forget about, nothing beats Knix leak-proof underwear. North America's #1 leak-proof underwear brand. Let's face it, life can be unpredictable, but your leak-proof underwear shouldn't be. That's why millions of people choose Knix. For periods, for light leaks, for everyday freshness. Knix undies are super comfy, super absorbent, and made to handle whatever your day throws at you. Day 2 of your period? Covered. Your daily run? No problem. That big sneeze? You know the one. Yep, we've got you. And with styles like bikinis, boy shorts, thongs, and high-rise, plus sizes from extra small to 4XL, Knix makes it easy to find your perfect fit. Say goodbye to stress and leaks and say hello to undies that work just as hard as you do, no matter the leak. Find the style and level of protection you want at Knix.com and use code FLOW15 for 15% off. That's KNIX.com, code FLOW15 for 15% off. Knix, for your leaks, for your life.
And we're back. We were just talking about how good we are at advertising products and services. I'm proud of us.
We were doing a lot of handshaking and popping champagne bottles.
I love that this industry works the way it does. It's great and good and cool. The years in power do not seem to have changed Modi. A journalist with the New Statesman interviewed a number of people who work closely with the prime minister, and they all reported more or less the same thing. Quote, "He is teetotal and a vegetarian and lives an almost monastic lifestyle," one told me. "He is extremely focused. When he talks to you, he really listens. He can focus like few people I know. He calls it a day by 11 and gets up at 4 in the morning," another aide told me. "He spends the first 90 minutes of the day happily surfing the internet for articles about himself. His staff starts getting calls by 5:30, latest. He is obsessed with personal hygiene," said a third. "He changes his clothes at least 4 or 5 times a day, and he always eats alone. Always." Which is weird in India. Like, eating together, big groups of people, is like a really important thing. That's a very strange fact. But also, if you look at all the pictures of, like, even the Democratic candidates eating, they all look like none of them know how to eat food like a normal human being. It's bizarre. Like, why can't you? Maybe it's just like being photographed makes you look weird eating. Like, you just like get self-conscious. I don't know. I've never had to eat on camera.
I was going to say, happily surfing the internet for articles about himself. First of all, obviously that is what Trump does, but happily is a hilarious thing to insert in there. I mean, like, I just picture him like going like dun 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 dun, like, dun, 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 just like singing to himself and
listening to Mr. Blue
clicking
Sky.
around. Yeah.
Good times. It is, of course, impossible to say whether or not all this is true, but it plays well with Indian voters, particularly young voters, who support Narendra Modi at unprecedented levels. And Modi is already hard at work earning the next generation of young votes. He's written a number of books that could best be described as dictatorial pop philosophy, and had even more written about him that sell him as a management guru, essentially a cross between Tim Ferriss and Adolf Hitler, who's also a management guru.
Yeah, I was like, he's like Hitler 2.0. They're so psyched about it.
Modi even wrote a book specifically aimed at school-aged children called Exam Warriors. This book is innocuous enough on the surface and mostly focuses on urging children to study hard, look forward to exams as a way to prove and improve themselves, and do lots of yoga. It includes an odd amount of militant wordplay, though, not just in the title, Exam Warriors, but in chapters with headers like, be a warrior, not a worrier, and sleep is a great weapon. Sharpen it.
Wow.
Got to sharpen your sleep.
That's
Can't get to bed without a nice sharp... I mean, I never sleep without a machete.
Yeah, I'm holding a knife, so I'm like, I get sharp sleep.
Yeah, I get sharp sleep. I got a machete bayonet for one of my rifles
I've been
recently,
sharp
and I'm
asleep
very
this whole
excited about
podcast.
it. Yeah? We should get you a machete.
Please.
Let's get a lot of machetes. A lot more machetes. Like all great dangerous narcissists, Modi saw in radio and podcasts the ultimate opportunity to brainwash the masses. His monthly show, Man Ki Baat, is hugely popular, and he recently launched the Narendra Modi mobile app to further connect his followers to himself.
Damn, Andy has time to run a monthly show?
I know.
I'm trying to run a monthly show as a stand-up, and it's like,
it's exhausting.
Hard to find the time.
I mean, I think it might be easier to be dictator of India than a stand-up.
I think so.
Yeah. Dictator is actually the wrong word. We'll get to that in a little bit. While Modi's role in the Gujarat riots saw him condemned by the international community, it seems as if nothing he does now will be met by any real condemnation around the world. On February 25th, 2020, while President Donald Trump visited New Delhi, the city was convulsed by a wave of mass violence that is probably best described as an anti-Muslim pogrom. It started with protests against the expansion of the Citizenship Amendment Act, the law Modi used to remove the citizenship of some 2 million Muslim citizens. And I'm going to quote now from coverage by The Print, an English-language Indian news site. This is about how the riot started off. Quote, the women sitting in Seelampur, a Muslim-dominated slum area, rightly felt it was no use just sitting there. The women decided to move their protest to a road underneath the Jafrabad metro station Saturday night. This blocked a road. Unless you block a main road, how do you get the attention of the mainstream? This is not the first time a road has been blocked by a group of protesting people. But BJP's Kapil Mishra said that the blocking of a road was somehow a matter serious enough for the people to take law into their own hands. He demanded that the road be cleared in both Jafrabad and the nearby Chandbagh. What unfolded then was a clear diabolical plan. Make it look like a clash between pro and anti-CAA supporters. The clash goes violent. Muslims provoked and forced to respond in self-defense. It looks like a riot. Use the violence as an excuse to clear the protests, the peaceful and democratic protests. When the Jafrabad protest site was cleared, a top BJP RSS leader declared victory. BL Santhosh is the BJP's general secretary, a post reserved for the RSS representative. Here was his tweet just as news came in of the Jafrabad site being cleared. Jafrabad metro protest area totally cleared. The game starts now. Rioters need to be taught a lesson or two of Indian laws.
Pretty cool that it's a game.
Yeah, and Santhosh deleted the tweet later and to remove game starts now and replace it with time to enforce the law in its entire spirit in a new tweet. The mask was a little bit too off for him. At least 42 people were killed during this game, and probably a lot more, but we don't know yet. The vast majority...
Sounds like a fun game.
Fun game. I do play a lot of games that kill 42 people, but everyone knows when we play knife tennis. You know, there's a risk. Sometimes you get shot.
That's why you have people sign the waivers.
Mm-hmm. Sign the waivers with a knife. It's the only way. Yeah, 42 people were killed, the vast majority of them Muslims, and once again the police stood by or actively aided the mobs. It is not a coincidence. The Delhi police report directly to the Home Minister of India, one Amit Shah.
Oh, no.
Cool. As I write this, the fallout from this pogrom has not fully fallen out. It took 3 days for Modi to even make a statement on the matter. The Delhi police have made a lot of noise about holding reconciliation meetings to try and de-radicalize people, and it is worth noting that Modi's muted response, a tweet that said, "We cannot allow vested interest groups to divide us and create disturbance," smacked more than a little bit of fear and uncertainty and a mass explosion of public rage that he and his party inspired, but cannot fully control. Because the frightening reality of the situation in India today is that while Narendra Modi enjoys almost unchecked power, he's not really a dictator. It seems more accurate to say that he and his propaganda have inflamed a huge chunk of the electorate enough that they have vested him with unprecedented power, so long as he uses it to hurt the people he has worked to convince them they hate. One of the journalists the New Yorker talked to, a guy named Prasad, the editor of an Indian magazine called Outlook, said this of his country. "It's very different now. The institutions have crumbled. Universities, investigative agencies, the courts, the media, the administrative agencies, public services. And I think there is no rational answer for what has happened, except that we pretended not to be what we were for 50, 60 years. But we are now reverting to what we always wanted to be, which is to pummel minorities, to push them into a corner, to show them their places, to conquer Kashmir, to ruin the media, and to make corporations servants of the state. And all of this under a heavy resurgence of Hinduism. India is becoming the country it has always wanted to be.
That's eerie and sad.
Yeah.
And hopefully not true.
Hopefully not true, but I do find a lot I identify with in this fear of we're not reverting here in the U.S., to the way we were before the civil rights movement, before the LGBT rights movement, before all these gains were made. We're becoming the country a lot of us always wanted us to be. That's a terrifying thought.
It is.
Cool and good! Sofiya, how you feeling?
Feeling good.
Feeling good as hell?
Yeah. I'm going to stab myself with this knife.
Don't do that. Don't do that. But
you know what?
Keep it ready for a Nazi.
It's true. If I go, I'm taking at least one Nazi with me.
That is what George Orwell... there's a fun quote from George...
Do you like that? I said, if I go.
If I go.
It's because I believe in the singularity. And I'm like, well, if we don't all die, I'll be...
We got to get rid of the fascists before the singularity. Otherwise, we get fascist robots.
Truth.
Yeah. And I don't want that.
No.
That doesn't sound
That's
good.
terrifying.
Yeah. I mean, fascists are also really inefficient, so maybe a machine would be fundamentally anti-fascist because it's just frustrated by the inefficiencies that they generate in any system they control.
Or if the machines did arise against us and they were fascists, that because they're so poorly made, there would be one flaw that would be very easy to hack and they would just all die at the same time.
Either that or we'd wind up in an I have no mouth but I must scream sort of situation.
Oh, no.
Yeah.
Again, this is like a shit streak.
Yeah. It's rough.
Let me have a silver lining, dude. Don't turn it into a shit streak right away.
Yeah. I guess the silver lining is... You got any pluggables to plug?
Yeah! God. Really love the lead-in from Shit Streak.
Yeah.
Guys, if you want to keep the shit streak going, you can find me on Twitter and Instagram at the Sofiya, Sofiya. And you can listen to me on my two podcasts. One with Miles Gray of the Daily Zeitgeist called 420 Day Fiancé. And the other one with Courtney Kosak called Private Parts Unknown about love and sex around the world. So, yeah, follow me.
Follow.
Listen, subscribe,
Sofiya.
rate, review.
And we have a dog-related problem.
Yeah, what the fuck?
There's some dogs barking outside the studio.
That
Hopefully
sounds very intense.
Nazis?
I hope Andy's not involved.
We have to go deal with a dog-related situation, but you all deal with this fascism-related situation, perhaps by stockpiling arms, perhaps by just listening to Behind the Bastards, visiting our website, behindthebastards.com, buying a t-shirt at TeePublic, or listening to our political podcast, The Worst Year Ever. See, Sophie, I still do it sometimes.
You did great.
No,
all right.
You don't.
I know. Let's go see if the dogs are okay.
Yay.
Bye.
There's a difference between liking a house and actually getting it. Redfin is built to make up that difference and close the gap between finding and owning the home for you. Redfin agents close twice as many deals as other agents. So when you find a home you love, you're not a step behind when it comes to making an offer. That means less watching great homes disappear and more focus on the one you'll call home. Redfin helps turn saved listings into real addresses. Get started at redfin.com. Own the dream.
A BetterHelp ad. We get it. February is full of flowers, candy, and, of course, lots of talk about relationships. It can feel like everyone else has it all together in their love lives. But the truth is, we're all still figuring it out. Whether you're working on your marriage, navigating the dating apps, or prioritizing staying single, no matter where you are, you're right on time. Therapy can help you find your way and take some of the pressure off yourself so you can determine what you want, what feels heavy, and how you can feel lighter. Just a little bit of outside perspective from a professional can lead to new understanding and a lot of progress. So the next time you're feeling iffy about your love life, try therapy with BetterHelp and see where it takes you. And remember, you're right on time. Visit BetterHelp.com for 10% off. That's BetterHelp.com.
This is Jacob Goldstein from What's Your Problem? When you buy business software from lots of vendors, the costs add up and it gets complicated and confusing. Odoo solves this. It's a single company that sells a suite of enterprise apps that handles everything from accounting to inventory to sales. Odoo is all connected on a single platform in a simple and affordable way. You can save money without missing out on the features you need. Check out Odoo at odoo.com. That's odoo.com.
Life gets messy. Spills, stains, pet accidents, and kid chaos. But with Anabay, cleaning up is easy. Our sofas are fully machine washable, inside and out, so you never have to stress about messes again. Made with liquid and stain-resistant fabrics, that means fewer stains and more peace of mind. Designed for real life, our sofas feature changeable fabric covers, allowing you to refresh your style anytime. Need flexibility? Our modular design lets you rearrange your sofa effortlessly. Perfect for cozy apartments or spacious homes. Plus, they're earth-friendly and built to last. That's why over 200,000 happy customers have made the switch. Upgrade your space today. Sofas start at just $699. Visit washablesofas.com now and bring home a sofa made for life. That's washablesofas.com. Offers are subject to change and certain restrictions may apply.
This is an iHeart podcast. Guaranteed Human.